Dead Island, 13 years later. Is it still worth playing nowadays? Well, today we're going to talk about that. A little short summary about the story. You play as four survivors on the island of Benoi trying to find their way off the island while fighting hordes of zombies. Pretty simple. You also get an assortment of weapons too, ranging from paddles, sticks, wrenches, pipes, hammers, guns, swords, machetes. There's a lot. During that 13-year-long journey, there has been other Dead Island games that have came out. These games such as Dead Island Riptide, Escape Dead Island Epidemic, Dead Island Retro, the Dead Island Definitive Edition for future consoles, Dead Island Survivor, which was a mobile game, and then there was Dead Island 2. There's another version of Dead Island 2 that wasn't announced, eventually scrapped, and uses the fundamentals in the newer Dead Island game. I also want to talk about the characters you play as well. You have 4 different characters that you can choose from. The first one being Logan, a football player, Sam B, a rapper, Xian, a spy, and also Perna, a police officer. These are the 4 characters that you play as. Their ability in the story is that they're immune to the virus. They got bit and nothing happened. All characters have different abilities as well. Logan can throw stuff, Sam B has powerful punches, Xian is good with sharp weapons, and Perna is good with firearms. All the characters can also upgrade their abilities using the skill tree in the game. Personally, I like playing as Xian because using a katana against zombies just sounds really awesome. And also, every time you upgrade her abilities, you get a damage boost, which is also good. And there's also the durability boost as well, and the stamina. There's a lot of good ways you can do builds in this game. The level cap for the game is, I believe, 50, but it's worth playing as any of the 4 characters because of all the builds that you can do for each one to make the game easier or harder. I also want to talk about the modifications that you can do for weapons. For example, there's the shock mod, the fire mod, and the toxic mod. You can also turn a pistol into a shock weapon as well, and they give your weapon an extra damage boost against difficult zombies. There's also many variants of zombies as well, starting off with the walker, very simple zombie. You have the infected, which is a runner. You have a thug, which is just a taller, stronger walker. You have the suiciders, which is just a bomb. You can hit them once and they explode. You have the bloaters, which are just filled with water and they absorb bullets, and fire weapons are no good against them either. You have the ram, which is a huge zombie in a straitjacket that doesn't bite you, punch you, nothing. It rams into you and they can also kick you as well. And then there is the butcher, which has no hands and no face. Really strong zombie. It can regenerate its own health, and you have to get them quick before they kill you. There are 4 acts in the game. The first one takes place on the beach area of Benoi. The second one takes place in the city. The third one takes place in the jungle, and the last act takes place in the prison. How the missions work in the game is you go up to an NPC, they'll give you a quest. There is fetch quest, escort quest, and that's actually about it. There's a couple quests where you go into a supermarket and kill a bunch of gang members in the city, also in the police station and in the water pump station. Most other missions is kill this group of zombies. There's specific ones that kind of stand out. There's the ones where you get a Semtex from a character that you help to get gasoline for. He gives you the Semtex and then you blow open a door in a bunker to get into the jungle. There's also missions where you need to get food and medical supplies for the survivors in the game. Like, for example, with the lifeguard tower in the beginning of the game, you need to get food. You need to get 2 juice boxes, like crates of juice boxes, to the lifeguard station. I don't know why, but doing that mission was just so annoying. It's not that it's hard, it's just tedious. There's a lighthouse in the game as well that's full of survivors as well, and their missions are kind of like we're gonna try to escape. One of them is you make a SOS sign with a bunch of boxes while you kill zombies. Another one is you get flares, and I believe the last one is you turn on the light for the lighthouse. After doing all those missions, you have one last mission to get a bank truck from the garage in the hotel. That one was actually a pretty good one because you're running through the hotel, killing zombies, trying to get this bank truck. There is a little side mission where you need to get morphine for a security guard that has been beat up by zombies. There's some dialogue from that the man says where he's hallucinating that he's back home as a child. After that mission's over, you get the bank truck and then you go to a mechanic that has this daughter named Jin. Jin's gonna be another character that you don't play as, but she stores your inventory for you. And that's where Act 1 ends. Act 2, it takes place in the city. As I said before, you're helping this church out. The beginning of the mission starts with a ram trying to charge through the church doors, and that's where you kill your first ram. A bunch of zombies are surrounding it due to the church bells going off. Then the missions for that one get very simple. Get food for everyone in the church, get the water running, kill zombies, yada yada. One of the main focuses in the game is that the 4 characters are talking to this one guy on the radio. This one guy, his name is Ryder White, and he works for the Banoi International Defense Force. He's somewhat guiding you on where to go and what to get, but his main goal is to get an antidote for his wife who has been bitten and infected. After you get done with the city, he wants you to go to the jungle and talk to someone named Moen, and also go to the science lab that's hidden in the jungle. As I said before, to get into the jungle, you need to talk to a character that you helped before. He'll make you a Semtex, and then you blow up the bunker door to get into the jungle. Going into the jungle, there aren't that many different zombies, but that's where you meet the butcher. You also need to take down this gang to help the villagers get guns to protect themselves from the zombies. After that, you find Moen, talk to him, you go to the science lab, and the scientists want to take your blood to use the antibodies to try to make a vaccine for Ryder White's wife. They also want you to find this tribe that's been living on the islands for decades upon decades. Upon finding the tribe, you meet the chief that knows of a mummified corpse and a girl that's been living there. The girl has been eating the mummified corpse for some cultural reasons in their tribe. Upon finding the girl, the chief goes mad and tries to kill the girl. Perna shoots him in the chest, and now you have someone else to come along your journey. Going back to the science lab hidden in the jungle, the entire lab has been bombarded by zombies. All the scientists are dead. You take the vaccine, go to Moen, and now you take his boat to the prison. The prison is surrounded by mines, and the way you have to get through it is that you have to push sticks into the mines to push them away, and that's how you get onto the prison. Upon entering the prison, you meet all the prisoners that have not escaped but got out of their holding cells due to the outbreak. For some odd reason, the outbreak spread to the prison, which is a island, again surrounded by mines, and now you have to help these prisoners. The missions are much of the same as the other ones. Get food, get weapons, get medical supplies. There's another character in the game named Conroy. In the story, Conroy is a hacker that got caught and sent to the prison in Banoi. He is one of the antagonists. It goes a little bit deeper in the DLC where you play as Ryder White. But Conroy tells you that Ryder's actual plan is to take the vaccine, give it to his wife, and escape the island. The entire island of Banoi is about to get nuked by the National Guard. When the 4 characters hear about this information, their new plan is to take the helicopter before Ryder White does. Going on top of the prison, Ryder White has his entire team shooting at you. You have to kill them, then you kill some zombies that Ryder White has been keeping, and then you fight Ryder White. The fight with Ryder White is very easy. It's a thug mixed with an infected zombie, so he runs and he's very strong. The way he gets infected is that his wife is strapped to a gurney that's supposed to be taken onto the helicopter, but the character Jin unleashes Ryder White's wife, and his wife bites him. Upon him getting bitten, he puts the antidote into his arm. It's not an actual antidote because it was never complete, and that's how he turns into the final boss zombie. After killing Ryder White, the 4 characters, the tribe girl, and Conroy go onto the helicopter and leave the island before it gets nuked. The game doesn't end on a very happy note. Every one of the characters is excited to go back home so they can live their lives normally, but Conroy says, everything is fucked, the whole world has gone to shit, nothing will be different. And that's where Dead Island ends. So, the question I have is the game worth playing? In my opinion, yes, it is worth playing. Is it better than the new Dead Island that came out? That's a hard opinion and a lot of compare and contrast. I think The first Dead Island game is a very serious game. For example, the cutscenes. One of the cutscenes is when you take Jin, and she is one of the characters. Her father, the mechanic, got bit, and he wants you to take her. The music in the game is very depressing as well. It's not so happy-go-lucky like some zombie games, for example, Dead Island 2. A really big example on how this game is very sad. Look at the trailer that came out when this game was being developed, and the music that plays in the background of the trailer. The sequel, Dead Island Riptide, comes right after. It's the same day that they all go onto the helicopter. So there's more story to the original 4, and then after that, that's it. But in my opinion, for being a 13-year-old game, it's still pretty good. I prefer Dead Island over Dying Light, and I know a lot of people are going to give me shit for that, but that's just my opinion. Also, I grew up playing the game on an Xbox 360, so it has a special place. So before I go, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll have more videos posted. I have an idea for one that's going to be kind of a documentary like, and it's going to be a lot longer than this one. This is just something to throw out so I'm not inactive. So again, thank you for watching, and goodbye.